and a Nachi SA 160 robot with an AR control. If you get an error message when you boot up that there's a battery low or battery warning on any one of the axes, either H, the V, the R1, the B, the R2 axis, what you do is have to check the voltage on the batteries and do a reset on the battery. Well, in the side pouch on this robot here, on the side on the SA robot, SA 160s, SA 130s, there's a cover. Remove the 4 screws, open the cover up, and then pull out all the batteries and capacitors carefully in the cabling. Now it looks like a mess inside of there, but that's just the way they are. So you'll find groups of batteries. There'll be 6 of them total. They're 3.6 volt lithium batteries. Any brand will do, but it's got to be a 3.6 volt lithium battery. It's a non-rechargeable. They're plugged in to a perspective connector. Now they're labeled, okay, CNL B1 up through B6. 1 is the swivel axis, 2 is the H axis, 3 is the V axis, back and forth, and then 4, 5, and 6 are the upper wrist axis arms. Take and disconnect the battery, pull it apart, take a voltage meter and check the voltage on the battery at the leads. It should be 3.5 volts or above, ideally 3.6 volts. When it gets to 3.5 and lower, it needs to be replaced. You should replace them once every 5 years, once every 3 years, really once every year would be safe. They're not that expensive. And then the capacitors themselves should be changed once every 5 years, has been my experience. Now, after you change the battery, you put a new one in there, you make your own up, clip it on the leads, put it back together. You take the battery reset clip that is inside the cover, you'll take that out, and you'll find the perspective lead in this mess of stuff here, like right here. You have CNR reset number 2. There's CNR reset number 1, CNR reset number 2, 3, 4, and 5. You have to take where the power is running and plug in each one of these clips. And if you're looking at the teach pendant, when you plug in this reset plug, when you're looking at the teach pendant, it should say data transmission error on a teach pendant, and you should be able to hear it beep for each axis. It'll say data transmission error for the H axis, V axis, R axis, and so on. Do that for each axis that you had to change the battery on. That gives you a battery error. Then unplug the connector. Put it back in this clip so you do not lose it ever. It stays inside this compartment in here. You cannot get the battery error to clear until you change the battery, reset it with this, and then have to recycle the power. So turn off the main disconnect, turn the power back on, and the error message should be cleared. If not, take and reset it again one more time with that procedure. Make sure the battery is good and the voltage is correct on the battery, and the new one you put in there, 3.6 volts. Then reset it with the reset plug. Carefully insert everything very carefully back up inside the chamber. It'll go in there. You just have to very carefully put it in there nicely, make sure it's not all twisted, and then bolt the door back on there so it ends up looking like so.